From the West Gym at Wadsworth High School, it is game number 13 of the Wadsworth boys basketball season schedule. And tonight it's back to the thick of things in Suburban League play as the Copley Indians at 7-7 overall, 5-4 in the Suburban League, pay a visit to the undefeated Wadsworth Grizzlies. Hi again, everybody. John Bernard, and joined by Nick Accordino, who's back with us. Nick, glad you could be here.
Good to be home. Should be a great one tonight, huh, John? This could be an exciting basketball game. Suburban League 3-game lead that we have right now. But boy, you got to watch out because there's some teams that are causing some trouble in this league, and we're facing one of them tonight.
That's for sure. However, the Grizzlies, with 6 remaining Suburban League games, only need to win 4 of them to win the league outright, and that's if nobody else loses behind them, being Green and Revere both 2.5 games behind the Grizzlies at 6-3 in Suburban League play. If you didn't hear, the Wadsworth at Norton boys basketball game that was scheduled to be played on Wednesday evening has been moved to tomorrow night, which is Saturday, February 1st. Here's the Copley Indians starting lineup. Number 10 is Nelson Waynesboro, a 5'8" senior. Number 14, Jamie Borchik, 6'1" senior. I believe Jamie's father is the assistant principal at Copley and also the tournament manager for the Copley District playoff games. Number 24, Josh Parker, 6'3" senior. Number 42, Marcus Jones, 6'3" senior. And number 54, Marlon Jones, a 6'1" junior. So Nick, we're going to have to maybe emphasize Marcus and Marlon tonight with them both being named Jones. Here is the Wadsworth Grizzlies normal starting 5. Number 14, Joey Capotosta, a 6'1" senior. Capotosta averaging 10 points per ball game. Number 22, Ben Falkenberg, 5'10" junior, and Ben comes in averaging 15 points a game. Number 24, DJ Schrock, 6' senior, and DJ averaging 7 points a game. Number 32, Nick Goddard, team's leading scorer, 6'1" senior, Nick averaging 16 points a game, and rounding it out, number 42, Brett Smith, a 6'2" senior. The Grizzlies had a big week last week and survived with victories over Barberton and Talmadge. And Copley, a little back and forth season this past week, had a big win against Green. Green losing 2 big Suburban League ball games last Friday to Copley and Wednesday night at Highland. And Nick, you were over at that one, and so much for a stretch run for the Suburban League race.
Yeah, this thing could be over. Again, Grizzlies need to take care of some business, but this is a part of the season too, John, where you got some bumps and bruises. You start looking ahead to different ball games. You start getting excited to get into tournament play, and you forget to win the basketball game that you're playing. So this is an important time for the Grizzlies to dig in and play some good basketball and win this thing outright and go undefeated. They have a good opportunity. I think they have the most dominant team in the Suburban League, and finishing undefeated will be a big feather in their cap.
Jumping against Nick Goddard will be Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones, their leading rebounder, over 90 rebounds this season in their 14 games. He averages about 7 rebounds a game. And clearing the tip in the corner was Ben Falkenberg. Yeah, most wins in a season. Best regular season record was 19-1 for the 91-92 Grizzlies. That's the team, I think, that started out 16-0 under Coach Sladke.
An opportunity if they run the table here. They're going to have 20 wins. And you can only lose 1 more once you get into the tournament. Steal right there by Josh Parker, but he couldn't get the layup down. Joe Capotosta always slashing down in the lane. DJ Schrock, his shot no good. Smith pounding on the board. All knocked out of bounds at Copley. Copley's biggest problem all year, John, has been their consistency. This ball club can come out and put 24 points up in a quarter and then score 2 the next quarter. So they've really struggled offensively at times.
The three-pointer in the air, and it's nailed by Marcus Jones. And the whistle blows. Hey guys, you can shrink that clock down a little bit there in the control room. There's a vertical, horizontal little knobby thingy that will scrunch it down for you.
Schrock and Falkenberg Grizzlies right now trying to get some flow, and there's the flow you want, Ben. Good job by Ben Falkenberg getting the first 2 for the Grizzlies. They're on trailing now 3-2. Nelson Waynesboro for Copley, and he's got good quickness. No surprise right now. Marcus Jones playing so far away from the basket does a lot of damage inside. Forecheck with a nice move. It was aided by a few extra steps that he took. Falkenberg coming back the other way. Then across the timeline, he's got Goddard. Goddard in the spot. Loses the handle. Schrock down the lane, kicks it out to Joe. Capotosta, nice feed inside. Ball knocked out of bounds by Marcus Jones. You can see why I said he's a big presence inside. Got good leaping ability. Nice first quick step up into the air and slap DJ Schrock out of bounds.
One thing the Grizzlies have been able to do with the concentration on defense is get easy points off transition layups. And that may be something they have to do tonight, but this is team speed is the strength of this Copley team. So we'll see how the Grizzlies do getting down the floor.
Now, we've talked about it all year that they've got to rebound as a team, the Grizzlies, and when they do that, it seems like offensively their flow is a lot better. When they're not rebounding, they really struggle in the half-court offense because unlike the last 3 years when they kind of used Doug Bell as the focus point of your offense, this ball club has a little bit of trouble getting the ball inside. After the Copley turnover, Grizzlies again headed back the other way. Ben Falkenberg at the three-point arc, his 15-footer, rounding out.
Good move there he made on Nelson Waynesboro out front, though, to get the open look, and Waynesboro brings it down, bounce pass underneath, blocked out of the air by Goddard to Smith. Down to Falkenberg, flips to Capotosta, there it is. The defense brought the transition game to the forefront for the easy points on a layup.
We got a foul on that play, too, by Waynesboro, so great job. Nice job by Falkenberg. He had the lane, but he did a good job dishing the ball off to Capotosta. And Joe got the basket, and he'll go to the line to shoot another one. But you talked about it, John. Boy, that defense, when they defense and causing turnovers and then couple that with good rebounding, that offense seems to click a lot better.
And they almost make the opposing team stutter a little bit. They stop and think about the mistake they just made instead of getting down back on defense, which allows the Grizzlies the easy points.
One thing defensively, they're going to have to get back, but that guy right there, Nelson Waynesboro, will run and push the ball as much as he can tonight.
Marlon Jones, too, can provide some great ball handling for the Copley Indians, as will Waynesboro. And there's a three-pointer by Falkenberg way out front.
I think we talked about it a lot that this ball club can come at you with so many different players. They just don't need that one guy to score all the points every night.
Marlon Jones lost the ball. Grizzlies picked it up off the floor. Schrock double pump off the glass and in. How about those Schrock brothers this season?
Ben has been getting stronger all year. He had a great performance the other night. So
Baby Bull.
He's getting stronger and stronger off that bench. That shot by Parker Wadsworth got his own rebound.
We're getting near the point where the second five will come in, usually about halfway through the first quarter. Coach Martin looked up, saw the clock, 4 minutes, here they come.
He heard you.
Coach Martin saying as Goddard fires up the shot, around the rim, no. Schrock in a fight for it, gets it.
Tried to get the timeout on his way down, but he couldn't get it.
6-foot Schrock going up against 6'3" Marcus Jones, and he was right there with him. But like Wadsworth, Copley does not have any player over 6'3".
Really, we talked about that before, that the whole entire Suburban League really doesn't have a lot of height except for Highland. And the other night they had a great job in beating green. Great job from their big guys.
Interception, Griff Wilson. Wilson driving in right of the lane, draws the foul. No, it's a charge.
Tough call against Griff that time. That's his first Grizzly berth. Right now, the Grizzlies have already created 5 Copley turnovers, and again, that's why they've been able to jump out to this 12-7 lead.
Dustin Lyons comes in for the Indians. Number 4, a 5'11 junior, replaces Marlon Jones. There's a replay of the foul.
Still that second 5 out on the floor for the Grizzlies right now. You know what this team does is put a lot of pressure on the basketball, and we're going to get a foul on Wilson.
Tripped up Marcus Jones.
Quickly, Griff picks up his second foul right out of the gate here. That's the nice part about playing 10, 11 guys. The fouls really don't get this ball club into a lot of trouble.
Well, and calling them the second 5 is the correct thing to call them, other than the bench players. As there's a running jumper by Marcus Jones. He has 5 of the Copley 9 points. Timeout brings in Kurt Renninger, 6'1 senior. Renninger, a good football player for the Copley Indians. I think he's a receiver.
Yep, and what you have to do against the Grizzlies, and you see other coaches kind of, they've got to get a lot of people into the basketball game, even if they're not used to it, because there's no way that their starters can keep up that pace.
Nope.
So they've got to use their bench whether they like it or not, and that's worked in a lot of advantage because, again, these first 10 players for the Grizzlies have a lot of talent and a lot of scoring ability.
Marshall tried to dump it underneath. Mako saves the tip ball in the corner. Marshall shot, blocked. That's 2 now for Marcus Jones. Down the floor, Copley saves, and bumping into and making the basket, Dustin Lyons. Copley now trails by just 1. Yeah, Coach Martin not even referring to this second group as his bench anymore.
He's got a lot of confidence in all these kids, and again, last year when they started to wilter down the end of the season, a lot of tired legs. This second 5 has really kept some of the starters fresh, and they played well all season long.
Another block by Marcus Jones. There's a traveling call on Marcus Jones. Boy, he's showing the athleticism there down on the defensive end, though. And Grizzlies look a little too soft on the passes there. They need to put some more zip on them.
It always takes a little bit of time early in the first quarter to figure out exactly what kind of speed you're facing. And the Grizzlies, you got to wake up because this ball club is quick at all 5 positions.
They'll step in those passing lanes. Basket's no good. Foul way under the basket.
A block on Dustin Lyons.
But yeah, a team like Copley, they'll step in the passing lanes and rip you clean and take it to the other end in no time. First meeting of the season between Copley and Wadsworth at Copley back on December 18th. The Grizzlies won it handily, 75-48.
You remember last year, though, this after a big victory by the Grizzlies in their first ball game, Copley come back to bite him in the second. And really, it kind of cost them a share of that Suburban League title.
Wilson for 3. Yeah, last season each team won at home. The scores were pretty much identical as Wadsworth won here 68-57 and Copley over there 62-57.
Right now, turnovers for Copley. They're up to 7 in the ball game, so the Grizzlies doing what they do best, creating havoc defensively.
Senior stops, little one-hander missed. Rebound, Ben Schrock hesitates and draws the foul on Jones, Marcus Jones.
Talked about Ben Schrock earlier. This guy is a man amongst boys on them backboards, and he just seems like he's getting stronger every ball game.
The starter's waiting to come back in. Yeah, they've given Ben the nickname Baby Bull. I remember another player nicknamed the Baby Bull. That'd be Manny Ramirez. And for good reason. Against Talmadge last Friday, the Grizzlies' last game in which they won 67-53, Ben Schrock led or tied for the team lead in points with 13, rebounds 5, assists 3, and steals 5. Again,
he's been doing a great job in that ball game over in Barberton. Also, him and Mike Marshall really set the tone because the starters were struggling the whole ball game. And these two young men just stepped up and did a great job of keeping their team in the basketball game, and the starters won it down the stretch.
DJ Schrock replaces his brother Ben. Either DJ or Ben has led the Grizzlies in rebounding in their last 4 games.
It's nice to play with your brother. I'll tell you one thing, but they're almost identical players too. They just like working under the glass. And then both of them get a lot of garbage points, a lot of rebounds. Both of them do a great job defensively also. Renninger up on top with Yurchak. Yurchak facing Falkenberg. Grizzlies again in that man-to-man tough defense. Here's the guy you need to get on him. Brett Smith's going to get called for the foul.
And in the win against Talmadge last Friday, the Grizzly second 5 outscored the Talmadge bench players 29-1, and they out-rebounded them 11-0.
That's a big difference, and we've mentioned that a little bit before this ball game, that you've got to use your bench against the Grizzlies. If you don't, you will wither and die down the stretch.
And finishing on the Talmadge win, Paul Macco, 8 points, 4 steals. You mentioned Mike Marshall, a great game, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 13 points apiece from Goddard and Falkenberg, and 8 from DJ Schrock. Capotosta slashing in, misses on the right side. Smith tried to tip it in, and rebound Marcus Jones. How many is that for him?
He's got 3 or 4 rebounds, and he's also got the 3 big blocks.
Wide open 3-pointer missed by Renninger. That's one of those ones, you're so wide open, most of the time you're going to miss it.
You get a little bit too much time to think before you shoot. This guy don't think at all before he shoots. He just throws it up. Boy, nice hesitation by Nick. Seemed like he brought it down and got enough hang time to get it up there one more time. Call on Kurt Renninger. That's his first, and the Copley Indians' 4th team foul. Nick Goddard to the line to shoot 2. A little bit strong on that one.
The Indians, like the Grizzlies, returned 4 starters this year and a handful of lettermen, including 3-year letter winner Marcus Jones. Their head coach, Dana Addis. This is his 4th season. We'll get you a shot of him when we get a chance.
This ball club is never shy of talent. I mean, they've always got some good athletes on this ball club. For whatever reason, they just can't seem to put it together.
Well, no, I think with that speed and athleticism comes a style of play kind of like street ball, and if they'd ever get it together and play as a team, kind of like the Grizzlies, they'd really be a handful.
Really, again, they've got as much talent as anybody in this league. And again, there's turnover number 8 down on the floor as Brett Smith is fighting for it, and they're going to get him for the turnover.
And also Copley, a lot of close games through the first half of the season. 9 of their first 10 games, it came down to the final minute of the game. Renninger tried the old throw it off the opponent as you inbound it to get another chance. Fouling one, Nick Goddard.
Whatever he did, it didn't work down on the other end. Goddard turned around, got the steal, and again, 8 turnovers already for Copley here in the first quarter, so they're on a pace for over 30 turnovers, and the Grizzlies create 30 turnovers, they're going to win a basketball game.
Grizzlies unbeaten after their big wins against Barberton and Talmadge last week. Dropped out of the state's top 20 poll. We're at the end of the first quarter here. (21-13), Wadsworth leads it.
We get Renninger for another foul. It's his second, team foul number 6 for Copley, so the Grizzlies are going to shoot some free throws throughout the second quarter. 1 second, nobody sees the clock. Goddard finally throws up the long one.
Smith tried to tip it in there at the end. 21-13 after 1. But yeah, third state poll came out recently in the papers, and in the first poll of the season, the Grizzlies were ranked 12th in the state Division I. In the second poll, they dropped to 14th. Then they go to beat perennial powerhouses Barberton and Talmadge, and they drop out of the poll entirely.
I really never understood where they get. It's so hard to determine what are the best ball clubs in the state of Ohio. And it's even more ridiculous when you see the USA Today try to do it for the whole country. So
yeah,
it's tough. I mean, you don't know who's playing who, what kind of conference you're in.
But you think a lot of times they base that on just looking at a team's overall record. You look at the Grizzlies, 12-0, and they were 14th. How do you drop them out? Well, whatever. The good thing is the polls don't matter. They're just kind of for fun.
Exactly.
What matters is winning a league championship and then making a run in the tournament. And should the Grizzlies win the Suburban League this season, be their first title since 1997.
It doesn't look like Talmadge is going to get back there, and they're going to run their streak out at 3 here. They've already got 4 losses. And again, they've still got to play this whole second half of the season, 6 games left.
Student body here tonight fired up for Wadsworth, and Coach Goddard down there trying to calm everybody down, keep them off the floor.
Again, picking up a little bit higher defensively. Almost a steal. Waynesboro got the little 10-footer, no good.
Look at Schrock up there fighting for it. Smith gets it to Falkenberg, who controls, stops for the 14-footer. 7 points for Falkenberg. That should be traveling, and it is on Nelson Waynesboro. Kind of carried it on the thigh there as he crossed midcourt.
Right now, Copley sitting on 9 turnovers and only 4 rebounds. So when you're turning the basketball over more times than you're rebounding it and scoring, you got problems.
As always, a full home side here at the West Gym for a boys basketball game. And a quarter of the away side is Wadsworth students, so Capotosta fires a 3 off the glass.
I don't know if he called it or not, but he got it.
8 points, Joey Cap.
Playing a horse, that wouldn't have counted, but it's going to be good in this ball game.
Shot in and out. Marcus Jones comes back, gets his rebound, and floats it up and in. Marcus Jones has 9.
Well, it's Marcus Jones trying to keep this basketball team in this game right now. The Grizzlies be blowing them out. Again, it's been the turnovers that have hurt Copley. We've already chalked up 9 turnovers, and we just started here in the second quarter. There goes floater Ben,
another
shot
block.
is blocked.
And it's saved. Blocked by Borchik, then saved by Borchik. And Copley getting in there underneath defensively. They've blocked 3 or 4 shots now here in the first half. And another in and out shot by Marcus Jones. Rebound DJ Schrock. Over to Capotosta. Same spot. Another 3 in and out. Just hit the back of the backboard, or back of the rim. Trying to swat it away was Brett Smith, but Copley got down there quick, and Josh Parker got his 4th points of the night.
Pretty quick pace of this basketball game right now. Both clubs, again, there's a lot of athletes on the floor right now. Both of these teams will run. Falkenberg floater for 2 more.
He likes that one.
Got some unique guys out there. Falkenberg, I've never seen anybody who can float in the air on the move and have such a soft touch. And then we got Nick Goddard, who takes about a 1/4 of a second to get a basketball out of his hands towards the hoop.
Brings in the second 5. Marshall, Ben Schrock, Griff Wilson, Austin Sr., and Paul Macko.
You can see the first thing they do is pick up the pressure as Macko picks up Waynesboro on the other side of the floor. This team will put some pressure on the basketball.
3-pointer Marcus Jones, way short. Ben Schrock rebound. Long pass down court to Marshall to Wilson, driving in. Wilson gets his shot blocked, but they're going to call it a foul on Marlon Jones.
thing I've always been impressed when the Grizzlies get their opportunities. All 10 of these guys in the first two groups will attack the basket. It doesn't matter how tall they are.
There you saw Coach Martin with 148 career victories. I thought, Nick, in this game tonight, we'd get to see number 150, but with the Norton game being postponed till tomorrow night, that won't be the case. So number 150 for Coach Martin could come tomorrow night at Norton, as Coach Martin now the winningest coach percentage-wise in school history. There's a floater, Nelson Waynesboro. He's got 4.
Must be a point guard thing. He did a great job of hanging in the air and getting a soft touch up and in.
Grizzlies record here at home. Hand check foul there on Marlon Jones. Wadsworth's home record since the start of the 2000-2001 season, 21-5. That's about 80% they've won here at home.
Well, you can tell why also. Well, the crowd is just, usually we see the adults down low and the kids up on top, but this gym is full of adults all the way to the top row here on the home side. So
(29-19) Wadsworth leads by 10.
Tackle hit both of those. He's on top by 11. Shot by Waynesboro. Ball picked off by Ben Schrock. Here comes Paul Macco the other way for the Grizzlies. Macco up on a three-point arc. Got Wilson. Ben Schrock back to Macco. Copley trying to pick up their defense. Good job. Wilson wide open. 3-ball, no good. And who's got the rebound? Ben Schrock. Turnaround jumper, no good. Ball slapped around and controlled by Austin Sr. for the Grizzlies. Marshall open for 3. A little bit short. Again, Schrock inside, up and in.
The putback and the foul. Mr. Putback, Ben Schrock.
Just like he enjoys being underneath, banging against people. That's, I guess, what a safety likes to do the most, is hit people, and Ben Schrock gets up underneath. Nice, strong rebound, and he always got the putback working. This is right now doing a great job on the backboards and creating the turnovers. Those are the two things that get him most of the victories this season. And we got another rebound by the Grizzlies. Ball stolen away by Waynesboro. He's ahead to Josh Parker. His shot up and in, and we're going to get a foul on the other end.
It's going to be on Ben Schrock.
So back come the starters. Josh Parker's going to go to the line. He's got 6 in the ball game right now, looking to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Josh rips it through, and Grizzlies back, or the Indians back within 10 at 32-22. 3:45 left here in the second quarter. Grizzlies again back on the floor with their original starters. Going to get a timeout here. A little bit of confusion on the floor. Referee's going to have a little conversation. Goddard, Falkenberg, Capotosta, DJ Schrock, and Brett Smith on the floor right now for the Indians. For Copley, they've got Clyde Shivers checked into the ball game. Reniger, Marcus Jones, Waynesboro, and Dustin Lyons. This is Falkenberg coming across the timeline. Got Joe Capotosta, three-point arc. DJ Schrock in the corner. Looking inside for Smith. Slaps it down low. Goddard turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound slapped out of bounds, and it'll be Copley basketball. 32-22. The Grizzlies on top by 10. Waynesboro bringing it back the other way for the Indians.
That annoying buzz gone? Yes, it is. All right.
This is Marcus Jones.
Had something buzzing in my ear. All right.
Marcus Jones kicks it outside to a wide open free ball by Renader, and he's got it. Copley trimmed his lead back to within 7. Copley doing a good job getting themselves back into this ball game.
Falkenberg travel
there. It's 5 turnovers now for the Grizzlies. 32-25. Grizzlies kind of put a hit in the little wall here right in the middle part of the second quarter, and Copley has got themselves back into the ball game. Led by Josh Parker with 5 here in the second quarter, and Kurt Renader with a big triple a couple minutes ago. Marcus Jones, he's gone down, got a wide open Waynesboro, his 3 no good. Ball tipped around, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Grizzly basketball.
Smith fighting with Dustin Lyons for that one. So Copley beat Green last Friday, 50-46. Marcus Jones, 12 points, Renninger 11 in that one. That was their leading scorers. They kind of spread it around in that one. Then they turn around and lose to Revere to split the season series with them, 60-55. That was just Wednesday night.
It used to be when you get beat by Revere that was a bad thing, but this year that ball club has been playing pretty well, and that's another great assist by Falkenberg, who finds a cutting Brett Smith for the hoop.
Well, and picking up transfer KJ Creamer didn't hurt.
Nope, didn't hurt a bit.
In the Copley loss to Revere Wednesday night, Jamie Borchik 20 points on 4 3-pointers. Nelson Waynesboro had 15 points. So Borchik and Waynesboro had 35 of Copley's 55 total points for the game. And they lost it 60-55.
Last foul called on Joe Kleischeibel, and Brett Smith's going to go to the line and will shoot 1 and 1. That's first shot up and in. Grizzlies also have done a good job of getting to the free throw line all year long. Their only problem is they haven't done a good job
sinking them.
Sinking them at times. They've really struggled at times from the free throw line. They were 5 for 5 here in the first quarter.
36-25, Wadsworth leads now.
Renager finds Kleischeibel down on the baseline. He got it up and in. He's going to be fouled by DJ Schrock. Kleischeibel with his first points, and DJ picks up his first personal foul. It's team foul number 6 for the Grizzlies. Lines it up and hits it. Copley hanging around. They trail only by 8, 36-28. Capotosta hanging by the 3-point line, slashes through the lane, left-hander up and in.
Little finger roll from Joe Capotosta.
Did a great job adjusting that ball to his left hand and getting the shot off. I think he keeps it in his right hand. It's probably going to get blocked.
Looks like on defense too, the Indians double teaming up Nick Goddard. When he spots up on the perimeter, you'll see 2 players collapse on him when they think the ball's going his way.
Again, a lot of times that's what ball clubs did last year. A little bit easier last year, though, because Doug Bell was in the middle, so it was easier to play some special defense because you know Doug wasn't going to go too far away from the hoop. They don't have that luxury this year. They want to put somebody on Nick, that's fine, but there's other people out there that can score a lot of points, and here comes one of them across the timeline. Capotosta doing a good job of slashing to the hoop also. You got a lot of people out there that can score some points for this ball club. It doesn't have to be Nick Goddard.
Goddard and Falkenberg both nearing. There's Goddard for a 3 as he falls down shooting. It's going to be a 3-shot foul. But Falkenberg and Goddard both nearing 200 points on the season. Goddard on the season now with 194 points. And Falkenberg, let's see, tonight he's got 9. So Falkenberg now with 188 points on the season. There you see the back of Coach Addis. Well, actually, Addis is kneeling down in the middle of the huddle there, his 4th year, and his overall record as Copley head coach coming into tonight's game, 34-43.
I know a lot of times it takes a while for some kids to buy into a program, and it just seems like Coach Addis has struggled at times getting this ball club under control. Again, a lot of great athletes have gone through the hallowed halls of Copley, but it just doesn't seem like this basketball team every year has a very good record. It's usually right around 500 is exactly where they are this year at 7-7.
Yeah, in Suburban League play over the last 5.5 seasons, that's the previous 5 years and the 9 games they've played this year, they're 36-43. So actually under 500 by a handful of games.
Goddard's going to step to the line. He's going to be able to shoot 3 here.
And it's likely Nick will nail all 3 of them.
He's 2 for 3, 3 for 4 now from the free throw line tonight.
Jamie Borchik back into the game for Copley, replacing Kurt Renninger. Tonight is January 31st, Friday night. Tomorrow, February 1st, Grizzlies head to Norton for that makeup game. And the girls' district tournament draw takes place tomorrow. And how about Hudson losing to Barberton in girls' basketball play, Nick?
Well, it gives a lot of ball clubs that are going to be in that tournament down at Ellick.
Goddard 1-on-2. Gets past everybody, finger rolls it in. And Barberton beat Hudson pretty handily last night, and I saw that score. I had to look at it twice.
It's not like Barberton has a bad ball club.
No.
They were a state-ranked ball club.
But not, you wouldn't think they'd go in winning that one like they did.
So again, Lady Grizzlies with their big victory over Copley, setting themselves up for another Suburban League title if they can win out.
And another matchup with Hudson in a district final, maybe. There's some tough teams there they might have to get through. Barberton being one. Goddard last second 3 at the end of the half. We've seen that more than once.
Nick ran off the last 8 for the Grizzlies down the end of the second quarter to pop that lead up to 46-30 at halftime.
Yep, Grizzlies lead by 16 going into the locker room, and we will tally up the totals and be right back. Second half just about to start. Grizzlies lead it 46-30. Here's Copley's first half scoring. Marcus Jones led the way with 9. Nelson Waynesboro 6. Josh Parker had 7. 3 points apiece from Clyde Scheidel and Renninger, and 2 points for Dustin Lyons. The Grizzlies out-rebounded the Indians 14-7. And Grizzlies with 5 turnovers to Copley's 10.
Leading scorers for the Grizzlies in that first half, Joe Capotosta had 10. Nick Goddard threw in 12, and he scored the last 8 of the second quarter. Ben Falkenberg had a good first half with 9, 4 each from Schrock, Ben Schrock, and Brett Smith. DJ had a bucket, Paul Macko had 2, and Griff Wilson had 3 to round out the scoring for the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies now on the south court basket. South side of the court. Goddard opens up with a 3 around the rim. No, what a rebound, DJ Schrock, and he's hacked by Jamie Borchik.
You talked about it so much, DJ. You know, they got him listed as 6 foot. I think they're being generous at times with that 6 foot. I'm going to tell you what, he plays like he's 6'3", 6'4" in the inside. Big, strong young man, and just loves to work under the backboard.
And I mentioned either DJ or Ben has led the Grizzlies in rebounding in their last 4 games. And DJ averaging right around 9 points a game, is high this season, 14 points.
getting a little ribbing right now from Nick Goddard because he banked that first free throw in. Nick might have mentioned that to him down on the free throw line, but DJ drilled the second one. Right now, Copley really had a much better second quarter, really didn't turn the basketball over quite as much as they did early in the first quarter. They had 7 turnovers after the first quarter and only 3 in quarter number 2.
Borchik missed the 3, then came in, missed another shot, and it's 48-30. Wadsworth leads it.
Grizzlies retain possession on that ball knocked out of bounds. Ball slapped away.
Shot just kind of thrown up by Marcus Jones. Rebound Smith. Our scoreboard's off by 1 point. It's 48-30. Wadsworth leads it.
Tried to get it down low to Nick Goddard. Ball slapped out of bounds by Waynesboro. Waynesboro has got a lot of quickness, and that's who they've got spotted up on Nick Goddard right now. But again, we've mentioned it before that you can shut down Nick, but you can't shut down this offense. Nick having a little trouble getting the ball in bounds. Brett Smith running down the baseline, turns it over with a walk. Turnover number 6 for the Grizzlies. Waynesboro checking back, heading the other way for Copley. Nick Goddard with the near steal. Waynesboro's 3 on the way. It's short. Rebound Borchik. Shot's no good.
Well, he's been in good position here at the start of the second half. And then he draws a foul.
Foul called on Brett Smith. That's his second, team foul number 1 for the Grizzlies.
Our next ball game here on WCTV will be a non-league matchup here at the West Gym Wednesday night as the Orville Red Riders pay a visit to the West Gym.
Orville just doesn't seem the same without Coach Smith running the sidelines for the Red Riders, and then really that program has kind of struggled since his departure, but they came up and bit the Grizzlies last year with one of their only wins of the season last year, so you can't ever count them out.
And then we'll round out the Lady Grizzlies home schedule next Saturday as Revere pays a visit here, and that'll do it for the Lady Grizzlies home games. And I mentioned the tournament draw for the girls is tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. So we'll have the who, what's, and wheres of the girls tournament during the boys game Wednesday night. If you want to tune in for that. Actually, it won't be the wheres because we know where all the games are going to be played. They'll be Ellett High School, but who plays what when, who plays who when, that kind of stuff.
You want to see where the seeds are, and that's always important.
Yeah, it's highly likely it'll be Hudson 1, Wadsworth 2, and they'll be on opposite sides of the bracket. And you know, some good teams going to be playing over there as always. The Lady Magics, who just upset the Hudson Lady Explorers. Stowe's got a pretty good girls team. The Firestone girls team, they're undefeated in league play. There's a replay of that last shot under the basket, long 3 Goddard. That one was way off. Could see it as soon as he let go. And Goddard forgot he needed to get back down on defense as Borchik waited for him to jump, and Borchik missed. That ball's knocked out of bounds by Marlon Jones from DJ Schrock.
Goddard's going to get a little seat for that last shot, which was really Nick kind of got a sink coming off that screen. Really didn't get a good look at the basket and missed it badly. But and then the worst part of it was you missed the shot fine, but Nick fell asleep a little bit defensively. And that hasn't happened a lot this year. I thought Nick has really picked up his entire game this year and really has led this ball club on every end of the floor.
A little bit of a forced drive there by Capotosta, missing the shot. Marlon Jones drives in baseline, puts it up and in. That'll bring a whistle. 48-34, Wadsworth leads now.
It's Marlon Jones' first 2 points of the ball game, and Ben Schrock is going to check in and replace brother DJ. Grizzlies having a little trouble getting on track here. 5:39. Already almost played 3 minutes. They've just got the 2 DJ Schrock free throws here in the quarter. Luckily, Copley's only got 4 points of their own. Capotosta now up at the point. Hands it over to Ben Falkenberg, and Ben Falkenberg. Austin Sr., nice pass inside. Senior.
Good step over and the extra pass by Senior. Gets it to Ben Schrock. Second opportunity. He's nailed.
Thank you.
Schrock in the face of Jamie Borchik right of the lane. And then they part ways and the referees have a word with them.
I'm sure it was nothing bad that went on. Probably just talked a little bit about dinner, what they had for dinner, whatever. Ben Schrock will step to the line. Ben right now 2 for 3 from the free throw line tonight. 4 points in the ball game. Strong with that one. Mike Marshall checks in, replacing Brett Smith. So Coach Martin trying to get some kind of a combination going right here, try to get some offensive flow, and then Schrock misses both of his free throw attempts. So again, we talked about that. Grizzlies were 12 for 15 in the first half from the free throw line, 2 for 4 here in quarter number 3.
Borchik, the quick release on the 3, offensive rebound shot missed by Josh Parker, and the Grizzlies come away with it. Now we kind of got a mix of the first 5 and second 5 on the floor now. Loose ball all over the place, no one picking it up, falling in front of the Copley bench, and kicking it out of bounds was Waynesboro, but they're going to call it off on Falkenberg. Call it out on Falkenberg, I should have said.
That one could have went either way. I think the referee, really, both of the players had a hand on that ball as it went out of bounds. Probably, if anything, should have been a jump ball situation. But Copley gets the basketball, and Waynesboro looking to do some damage. They trailing by 14, trying to get themselves back in this basketball game.
Josh Parker setting a nice pick there to get Borchik open, but he misses the shot again. Borchik in good position, both sides of the floor tonight, but missing his shots. He only has 2 points, both from the free throw line. Falkenberg decides to put up the open 3. There's nobody in his face. Falkenberg, that's his second 3 tonight, and he has 12 points. Waynesboro fires up a 3 short, rebound Capotosta.
Some of the struggles right now that the Grizzlies have had in their half-court offenses right now in the third quarter. They've really stopped creating a lot of turnovers. They got off to that great start because they created 7 first-quarter turnovers. Since that, Copley's only had 5 turnovers, and really the Grizzlies have suffered a little bit offensively.
Kurt Reininger and Jason Ricker. 32 Jason Ricker, 5'11" junior in the game, and Coach Martin there screaming to his players, take care of the ball. Nice move, Waynesboro, but it's blocked by Ben Schrock as Waynesboro is way low to the ground on that scoop shot. Flip to Ricker for a 3, nope. And rebound Marshall. And coming the other way, Copley gets it. Basket good, Marcus Jones. Grizzlies only had 5 turnovers in the first half. They have 5 here already, 5 minutes into the third quarter. Timeout wanted, Coach Martin.
Probably a great timeout. Again, the flow of this offense just hasn't been there, and we talked about it. They're not rebounding the basketball very well, and they're not creating those turnovers. Therefore, they're not getting the easy opportunities. And when they bog down, it's at that offensive end in the half-court offense because you get a lot of dribbling. You don't have that person like Doug Bell inside to set up your offense, and they struggle at times offensively getting that flow going.
Papa John's Pizza, 334-4949. Give them a call here in Wadsworth. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Thanks to them for sponsoring Wadsworth Grizzly basketball here on WCTV. As Goddard's going to inbound front of the press row here in the West Gym. Gets it to Macco.
Goddard's on the floor with 4 of the second 5 right now, as Macco is checked in for the Grizzlies also.
Schrock saves, flips to Goddard. Goddard drives into the middle, squares, and rolls it in.
That's the part of the game of Nick that I've really been impressed with. And at times, and last year and over the last 2 years, Nick would have settled for that 3-point shot. Instead, he pulled it down, got himself a good 5-footer in the lane, and made the bucket.
Grizzlies get the ball right back. Goddard left point, has it stripped away and into the hands of Marcus Jones, who flips it way down court to Waynesboro. Waynesboro against Senior, and Senior fouls him. Coach Addis not happy with the officiating down here at this end of the floor. Has a few words for one of the refs, as Waynesboro will toe the line for Copley, trailing at 36-53.
Waynesboro's got 6 in the ball game. That was his first attempt from the free throw line.
There's Goddard's last slash to the hoop for the basket. Offensive or defensive rebound Senior, as Waynesboro missed both. Bounce pass to Marshall from Schrock, and then reaching in on Schrock, Kurt Reininger, I don't know.
Renning, yeah, that one.
R-I-N-I-N-G-E-R.
Just call him Kurt. That's 3 for Reininger.
Reininger is how PA announcer Roger Greckney just pronounced it. And he usually gets the correct pronunciations before the game, and that was Goddard on the fadeaway 3. And he has got 2 threes tonight, but 17 points.
The nice thing about that is he threw the ball to Marshall, and he told Marshall, you give me the ball back because I'm open for 3. And Nick never feels it anywhere on that floor that he's not open, and that was a long 3. And you're right, he was kind of fading away when he shot it. He got nothing but the bottom of the net.
Jason Ricker with it, center circle against Goddard. Comes to the left side, throws it back out front. John Yerkshat in the game. Here's Marcus Jones trying to direct traffic. Flips it out to Ricker. Ricker over to Parker. Parker drives baseline and floats it just over the hand of Nick Goddard for the basket. 56-38.
Grizzlies have really quietly taken this lead up, and I guess you're seeing some of the problems that Copley has. Even though the Grizzlies aren't playing real well here in the third quarter to start, Copley couldn't do any damage offensively. That's been their problem all year. They've just been sleepwalking at times.
Macco, the one-hander off the glass, misses out of bounds, goes to Copley.
DJ Schrock and Ben Falkenberg check back into the Grizzly lineup, replacing Macco and Mike Marshall. Mike held scoreless in tonight's ball game. He's always seemed to contributed well off the bench with scoring, and Mike not able to get on track so far in tonight's ball game.
Yeah, Marshall 5.5 points per game this season. Long pass down to Ricker, and it goes out of bounds. Yeah, Ben Schrock and Marshall, the leading scorers of the second 5.
Nick Goddard up on the point right now, and talked about the versatility of this offense, and Capotosta, Goddard, and Falkenberg all interchangeable up at the top handling the basketball.
Grizzlies 21 points first quarter, 25 the second quarter for 46 points. They've only scored 10 this quarter. And the Grizzlies are averaging 72 points a game, so they're right about on pace. Goddard another 3. This one no good. A rebound, DJ Schrock. The putback doesn't fall, but he's fouled.
Another good look for Nick, and just unlucky. Really kind of hit the bottom the back of the rim and kind of got the bad bounce, but DJ Schrock right there, as always, on the backboards, fighting for the basketball. We'll see this time if Nick makes him call it, if he's going to bank it. Threw that one a little bit strong also.
But if you're a Grizzly fan, you like to see that 3-game lead in Suburban League play, and Highland getting their first Suburban League win Wednesday night against Green. And
oh, a nice rebound, Goddard. Wow.
That's a 2.
That's a big 2 there. Great job pulling the rebound. He threw that basketball up high into nothing but the bottom of the net.
Thinking about taking the 3 and missing was Marcus Jones. Then he drives in for a higher percentage shot and misses it. Falkenberg saves, flips it into Ben Schrock, who's right there to put it off the backboard and in. Shot blocked out of bounds by Paul Macko coming the other way. And some big plays here by the Grizzlies late in the third quarter to pretty much seal it.
Yeah, again, when you create the turnovers, that's when this basketball team is at its best, and they can run and play in the open floor, and that was a great job of doing that.
60-38 after 3. The Grizzlies looking to remain undefeated at 13-0. Coach Addis close to getting teed up here at the end of the third as he's out on the floor with the referees. He's still having a word with them.
Boy, he's got his finger up in his face
there,
too.
We've got Coach
Addis. Very
Addis.
Surprised he hasn't been teed yet.
Yeah, that's too many times.
A lot of tolerance.
He's been warned, is what the referee just told Coach Addis. One more outburst, and he may be out of here.
A lot of composure by that referee. Not too many of them will let you get up that close into their face the way he did.
We missed that whole exchange on television, but he was out there, and then the referee that he had the big beef with went to the scorer's table and said, he has been warned. So just a little frustration, as you could imagine, trailing 60-38 here after 3.
Yeah, not a big, strong quarter for the Grizzlies, only putting up 14 points, but Copley can't answer. They only had 8 of their own. So, I mean, Copley problems are on the offensive end a lot of times, and again, if they had an opportunity to get back in the basketball game, that was the quarter to do it.
And again, the Grizzly depth is just simply, it wears a team out like this. Copley playing some good defense underneath to start the ball game, but most of the kids that have done that have been playing the whole game. There it is. Another good jump up there by Marcus Jones, but he gets called for the swat.
He's had a lot of block shots at this basketball game, and that's only his 2nd foul. But again, right now, and you see where that depth comes in, because you got a lot of the Copley starters kind of weary on with the legs and grasping for a little bit of air, and Grizzlies look, as always, look sharp going into the 4th quarter. It's 11 in the ball game for Capotosta.
And that's right around Joe's average on the season, as it's going for one more shot. In and out, rebounded Reininger for Copley. Reiniger, whatever. Waynesboro, a 3-pointer. In and out, rebound Brett Smith. Falkenberg down to Goddard. He stops right behind the 3-point line. Right there. Now, most other players would take that one right to the hoop, not Nick.
I talked about it earlier. When he did take it to the hoop, he wasn't going to pass up that one, just too open down there.
Whipped underneath to Marcus Jones. He flips it up. Second opportunity, no. Copley can just not buy a basket.
They're really, again, really struggling offensively, and the Grizzlies trying to put all the daggers into this one.
I mean, they've had their chances. The shots just are not falling.
of the problems for Copley, again, only 8 trips to the free throw line for them in the ball game. They're just 6 of 8. The Grizzlies have already taken 21 free throws, hitting 14 of them.
Three-pointer, Marcus Jones. Again, another missed shot.
And that's where most of their shots are coming from the perimeter. And when you're doing that, you're not getting to the free throw line. They've got some people that with some bodies like Marcus Jones. Nice left-hander by Falkenberg.
Just got that around the paw of Marcus Jones.
That's the second time we've seen a Grizzly switch to his left hand and finish a shot.
Here comes Marlon Jones, flips out to Parker, over to Waynesboro, drives to the foul line, makes a spin move on DJ Schrock, who fouls him.
That's what we talked about right there, why this ball club won't take it inside a little bit. They've got to get to the free throw line more often, and they can't seem to do that. And when you're struggling offensively, you've got to get to the hoop. And that's where Copley has failed in the past, getting that rhythm and getting the ball inside.
The Indians, though, coming in at 7-7 as Brad Stutzer gets into the ball game for the first time tonight. Jamie Borchik back in for Copley. The Indians with 7 wins matches their win total from last season, in which they were 7-14 overall. So a little bit of a resurgence and improvement on last year's poor season for the Indians. Indians were 5-9 in the Suburban League. Also this season matching their league wins at 5 already this season. But they're going to stay at 5 wins and be 5-5 in the league after tonight. Borchik waits for the defender to fly by to shoot the 3, knocked out of bounds by Brett Smith on the rebound.
See that one off of Marcus Jones.
All right.
Grizzly basketball. Copley now looking to put a little bit of pressure. It's too little, too late right now for Copley. Quietly got out to a 30-point lead here, didn't it? 28 points. 66-38. It's just been a steady climb for the Grizzlies all night long. Up the ladder, outscoring Copley in all 3 quarters. 21-13 in the opener.
That's going to be...
Gets the offensive foul. That's number 3 for Brett.
Good job by the Grizzlies getting it under there to him, but sometimes Brett needs that extra step, and he just slammed into the guy guarding him right there down low. Mako comes in, Falkenberg has a seat.
Stutzer, Mako, Goddard, Smith, and DJ Schrock on the floor for the Grizzlies.
And Copley pretty much given up. They're really not in a hurry to get anything done. As Schrock fights for it with Marlon Jones, another Wadsworth rebound, 28 of them in the game to Copley's 13.
Yeah, and again, that's the big difference in this basketball game. Also the turnovers that the Grizzlies were able to create. DJ missed the runner down the lane, but he's fouled. DJ Schrock looking to add to his total for the ball game. He's got 4 tonight. He's 2 for 4 from the free throw line. The Grizzlies at 14 for 21 from the stripe tonight, 66%. Copley just 6 for 8. They're shooting 75%, but don't get there enough. Actually, they're 6 for 10 as they missed a couple there, and DJ misses number 1. DJ has really struggled from the line recently, and becomes a mental thing for DJ. He was a pretty good free throw shooter last night, but at times he's really struggled. The other thing that helps playing all these people tonight and kind of being in a breather, they do have another tough ball game tomorrow night. And it's tough just because you got to go in the bandbox at Norton, and it's always tough to win there. So, you know, it helps to have a nice cruising ball game tonight and getting a lot of rest for your starters, because one night is not a lot of time to rest.
But on the other hand, Norton's playing tonight, and they got to play again tomorrow night. True. So it's kind of a wash there, I guess, as far as playing back-to-back nights.
I was just surprised that ball game was canceled, because I mean, really the roads were kind of clear. Other Suburban League teams did play.
Well, I think Norton has a policy to where if school is called off, which it was at Norton, no practice, no games, no nothing. So that's where that came from.
Might have seen the last of Nick Goddard as he checked out of the basketball game. He's got nice ball game. At 22 points in the ball game tonight.
Brett Smith stops at the foul line, puts up the jumper miss, gets his own rebound, spins in the paint, puts it back up, no. A third chance, and then he's fouled by Joe Kleibscheidel.
Well done. Kind of happy that Joe hasn't got a lot of action tonight. We haven't had to say that name too often. You could say that name 10 times and you're liable to pronounce it differently all 10 times.
Kind of like Reiniger. You look at that name too, you can say it a few different ways. Smith converts the first one.
Well, the Grizzlies did what they needed to do. Took care of business again in tonight's ball game, and that bench is going to start emptying out for the Grizzlies.
As is the gym.
Yep.
As a whole.
Nice crowd, though, in the night's ball. Boy, really a great crowd on the Grizzlies side. Near steal by Mako.
Oh, that's traveling.
Yep,
I don't know how they call that.
There's another break. There's 2 turnovers averted by that one. There's the third one. That one into row 3, section E. Getting ready to check in Jordan Hart and Jimmy Fyrus. So we're going all the way down to the end of the bench, and everybody's going to get an opportunity to play in this one. Mako across the timeline. Griff Wilson is out there. Stutzer down low. His turnaround no good.
Look at him still scrapping for the rebounds down there despite leading at 69-38. Vorchik takes it in, stops baseline, hits the rim and falls in, 69-40. Wilson tried to flip to Schrock and he was grabbed. And here comes Jim Fyrus, the 6'3" sophomore, and Jordan Hart, the 6'1" junior.
Jimmy Fyrus been playing very well for the JV ball club.
How many did he have tonight in the JV game?
Let me find my notes here. He had 11 in tonight's ball game and really only 3/4 of action, so because they always give him a little bit of a breather in case they need him in the varsity game. So he had 11 points, but he's been getting stronger underneath, starting to get a little bit more confidence offensively.
And he comes in and Fyrus tried to grab that rebound and it was knocked away.
You got a lot of the hey yous on the floor right now.
Yep, hey you.
Hey you. Clyde Scheibel got a bucket.
Well, old Jordan Hart in there, he's a good tight end on the football team. He's got some hands.
Yeah, he does.
And he'll do some blocking for Coach Dennison come next fall.
Surprised they haven't tried to recruit Jimmy Fyrus too. He got a big body on him also. So you got the all beef ball club out there right now.
Yep. Of course, Griff Wilson, he's did some kicking for the Grizzlies this season, and he fires up the 3, does Wilson. Of course, Paul Mako down there on the floor. He can play a little football.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. And I think Wilson also, he had a great JV season in his first year really playing football, so I look for him to do some damage in that secondary and offensively also for the Grizzlies next year. So should be an exciting ball club to watch next year.
Oh, yeah. 2:30.
And we're
left
talking
in this
about
one.
Football at a basketball game.
Yep.
How about that?
We still got spring sports to get through.
Oh, they do play baseball in Wadsworth also.
They play it rather well, I might add.
Yes, they do.
There's a slash to the hoop, a kind of sideways shot missed by Jordan Bach-Nelson, 6-foot sophomore off the JV roster.
Another big scorer in today's JV game. Nelson had 17 for the Indians in the JV game.
Just laughing at the goings on in our control room. I got them in my ear. As many of you might know, through watching these games. And they provide some lighthearted entertainment here when these games get out of hand like this one, 69-42.
Quite a witty group back there, isn't it?
This is Jordan Hart to Macco. Macco looking for a clear lane. Over to Stutzer. Thought about the three. Whips it underneath to Fyrus, who gets it knocked away out of the air. Rebound Hart off the glass. No. Rebound Hart again. Misses again. Hart again. And finally the whistle blows. The Grizzly regulars up on the bench cheering on Jordan Hart, hoping the shot falls.
You can't discredit that effort by Jordan. He was determined to get on the scoreboard and still got an opportunity with a couple of free throws here. That last foul called on Jordan Bach-Nelson. 69-42. Over early.
Yep.
Again, every quarter the Grizzlies added to their leads, outscoring 21-13 in the first quarter, 25-17 in the second, and 14-8 in the third quarter.
How about 33 rebounds?
They're doing a great job, and Jordan Hart gets a standing ovation from this sellout crowd here at the Den. Trying to play out the last 136. Wilson goes down the lane. Trying to get the Grizzly turnover.
Out rebounding the Indians 34-16.
And you want to look at the woes of the Indians. That's where you start right there, the backboard. Fire snags another one for the Grizzlies. Fire starting up the top, dribbles through the lane, gets stripped.
By Bach-Nelson. Bach-Nelson bringing it down. Fires right back on defense. Bach-Nelson gets a shot to fall, 70-44. That's all she wrote.
Yep. Turn out the lights because the party is officially over.
Jordan Hart with
a 2. Rebound number 36 for the Grizzlies. Wilson loses the handle. You get a foul called on the Indians. A lot of Grizzlies on the scoreboard tonight. Wilson tries to add to his total. He's got 3 in the ball game. His first shot no good. His second attempt up and in. 73-44, Grizzlies by 29. Nice pass underneath to Mike Scheibel, and he's got his second bucket of the ball game.
That'll do it. Macco dribbles out the clock, 73-46. The Wadsworth Grizzlies win it to move to 13-0 overall and 9-0 in Suburban League play. Copley drops below 500, 7-8 overall and 5-5 in the Suburban League. Thanks to the WCTV crew tonight. And that would be Jared Cundiff. It would also be the Green Cloud, Chris Woosnam, and our cameramen Phil Dell and Tyler Doyle. 73-46. You see the final score. We're tallying the final totals here. Join us next week as the same boys club will take on the Orville Red Riders, and the Lady Grizzlies will close out their home season against Revere next Saturday.
Look at the final scoring totals for Copley. They were led by Marcus Jones with 11, followed by Joe Clydescheibel with 7, 6 from Nelson Waynesboro, 4 from Jamie Borchek, 2 Dustin Lyons, Kurt Reniger had a 3, and 2 each from Marlon Jones and Gordon Bach-Nelson. For the Grizzlies, they were led by Nick Goddard, 22 points in the ball game. Ben Falkenberg followed that up with 14. Joe Capotosta chipped in with 10. Other Grizzlies on the scoreboard tonight: DJ Schrock 5, Griff Wilson 4, Paul Macko 2, Ben Schrock and Brett Smith each chipped in with 6, and Jordan Hart finished the scoring for the Grizzlies with a 3 count.
So the Grizzlies only 3 wins away now from an outright Suburban League title, and looking for their first title since 1997. And it looks like it will come to fruition, Nick.
Yep, and again, I'm sure that this ball club got a tough ball game in the concave Norton gymnasium, the bandbox as we call it, and get a hold of that one. And again, they've got Revere here at home, and some tough roads. Yeah, this Highland Ball Club's been playing a lot better.
It certainly ain't over, but Grizzlies well on their way to topping off a great Suburban League season and overall season, looking to better the season of 91-92, in which they reeled off 16 straight victories. But we'll see as things pan out. And good luck to the Grizzlies tomorrow night. Coach Martin going for win 150 as head coach of the Wadsworth boys basketball team. Once again, your final on the screen, 73-46. For Nick Accordino, I'm John Bernard, and we'll see you next time. So long, everybody.